The lights dimmed as Stephen Colbert welcomed his audience with his usual charm. Tonight's guest was none other than Elon Musk. The atmosphere buzzed with anticipation, knowing Musk was never one to hold back. Elon walked onto the stage with a half-smile, acknowledging the applause. Colbert extended a hand, which Musk shook with a confident grip. But behind the smiles, tension brewed. The first few minutes of the interview were lighthearted. Colbert joked about Tesla Autopilot and asked if Musk could make a self-driving talk show host. The audience laughed, and Musk played along, briefly. Things began to shift when Colbert turned the topic to X, formerly known as Twitter. "You've made some bold decisions," Colbert said, raising an eyebrow. Musk nodded, expression unreadable. "Some say you've turned a public square into a chaotic battlefield," Colbert pressed. Musk leaned forward, voice steady. "Freedom of speech isn't always comfortable, Stephen." Colbert chuckled dryly. "Sure, but freedom doesn't mean amplifying hate." The crowd murmured. Musk looked unimpressed. "Or censoring inconvenient truths," he replied. The mood in the room darkened. Colbert, trying to stay composed, said, "So firing half your staff overnight was a free speech move too." Musk's face tightened. "That was business," he said coldly. Colbert pushed further. "Some of your tweets have been called irresponsible. Do you regret any of them?" Musk shook his head. "Regret is a luxury for people who don't build rockets." The audience gasped, unsure whether to laugh or take sides. Colbert raised his hands. "We're not launching missiles here, Elon. This is a late-night show." Musk smirked. "Feels more like a tribunal." The interview spiraled. Colbert brought up reports of workplace culture issues at Tesla and SpaceX. "Your employees don't all seem happy," he said. Musk replied curtly, "Innovation isn't for the soft." At this point, Colbert's tone changed. The banter was gone. "Isn't leadership about lifting others up, not running them into the ground?" he asked sharply. Musk crossed his arms. "If I wanted to be loved, I'd run a puppy shelter," Musk snapped. The audience went silent. Colbert, momentarily taken aback, tried to pivot back to humor, but the damage was done. "Well, maybe the puppies wouldn't survive your management style either," Colbert joked. Musk didn't smile. "You think this is funny, but I'm solving existential crises," he retorted. Colbert's voice rose slightly. "You're also fueling some with your platforms, Elon. There's a fine line between genius and recklessness." Musk shot back, "And you're an expert in both." The air thickened. The crowd sensed this was no longer an interview, it was a verbal duel. Musk leaned in. "I don't come here to be mocked, Stephen." Colbert responded, "Then maybe don't act like a cartoon villain." That was the breaking point. Musk stood up abruptly. "I don't need this," he said, removing his mic. Colbert looked stunned. "You're just walking out." Musk replied, "No, I'm done being a punchline." Backstage crew scrambled. The producers signaled to go to commercial, but it was too late. Cameras caught Musk storming off the stage while audience members murmured in disbelief. The crowd, once excited, now sat in stunned silence. Colbert, still seated, tried to regain composure. "Well, that was electric," he said dryly, trying to salvage the moment. As the commercial break finally rolled, chaos unfolded behind the scenes. Musk's team argued with show producers. Colbert's staff looked worried about the PR fallout. News of the clash hit social media within minutes. Hashtags like #MuskMeltdown and #ColbertClash began trending. Clips of the confrontation spread like wildfire. Some viewers praised Musk for standing up to what they saw as media provocation. Others slammed him for being thin-skinned and arrogant. Opinions were polarized, as always. Colbert's team released a statement hours later. "We invited Mr. Musk in good faith, but we won't compromise our platform for unchecked ego." It only fueled the fire more. Musk responded on X, posting, "Some people can't handle truth without a punchline. Sad." The post racked up millions of views in under an hour. Public reaction divided instantly. Fans hailed Musk as fearless, while critics called it another example of his inability to handle criticism. Memes flooded the internet. Late-night hosts on rival shows took jabs at the incident. Jimmy Kimmel quipped, "Looks like Musk couldn't engineer a decent conversation." Laughter echoed. Meanwhile, Elon's loyal fanbase came to his defense. Hashtags like #StandWithElon began trending. A full-blown internet war erupted between supporters and detractors. The show's ratings spiked due to the controversy. Everyone wanted to see the moment when two icons collided. It became one of the most watched segments of the month. Analysts debated whether the clash would hurt Musk's public image or strengthen it among his followers. PR experts called it a volatile branding moment. Some speculated the whole thing was a stunt. Others pointed out the genuine tension and unscripted reaction. One thing was clear, this wasn't your average celebrity interview. Behind closed doors, Colbert was reportedly furious. Sources said he felt ambushed and regretted how far the confrontation went. His team huddled for hours on damage control. Elon, meanwhile, doubled down. He posted memes mocking Colbert, comparing him to a court jester in denial. He even liked posts calling Colbert irrelevant. Tech journalists jumped in, dissecting Musk's responses. He deflected, some said. Others argued, he exposed media hypocrisy. Debate spread across tech forums. The White House was even asked to comment on the situation during a press briefing. The spokesperson laughed, saying, "We'll leave late-night drama to late-night hosts." Elon's next appearance was on a YouTube podcast, where he clarified his side. "I expected real dialogue, not smug attacks disguised as jokes," he said. The podcaster asked if he would ever return to Colbert's show. Musk laughed, "Only if he's replaced by ChatGPT." The comment quickly went viral. Colbert, in the next episode, opened with a monologue roasting the incident. Apparently, rockets aren't the only things Elon launches, sometimes it's himself off stage. The crowd laughed, but some found the continued jabs petty. Musk replied with a tweet, "At least my rockets reach orbit." Sponsors began weighing in. Some quietly backed away from the controversy. Others used it as an opportunity to advertise, riding the viral wave. Celebrities started picking sides. Joe Rogan defended Elon, saying media always twists genius into madness. Meanwhile, George Clooney called for civility on both sides. The incident sparked broader discussion about the role of media, satire, and responsibility. Was it journalism, entertainment, or something else entirely? University professors dissected the confrontation in communication classes. "This is a prime example of ego collision in a high-stakes setting," one lecturer stated. Elon's brands, Tesla, SpaceX, X, saw minor fluctuations in stock, but investors largely shrugged off the controversy. "He's always in the storm," one said. Colbert's ratings saw a temporary bump, then settled. Viewers were split, some admired him, others said he crossed the line with personal attacks. Elon announced a new initiative. Days later, perhaps as a distraction, a satellite internet project targeting war zones. Headlines shifted again. Still, the clash was far from forgotten. Clips replayed on news cycles. Commentators called it the Colbert-Musk confrontation of the decade. Some comedy writers began scripting sketches about the event. Saturday Night Live was already teasing a parody. The drama had entered pop culture. Backstage sources revealed Colbert was reconsidering his approach to controversial guests. "Maybe fewer billionaires, more puppies," he joked in a meeting. Elon was invited onto several platforms afterward. He declined most. "I'd rather speak to engineers than entertainers," he told Bloomberg. Analysts said the moment showed Musk's discomfort with uncontrolled environments. "He thrives in press conferences, not punchline arenas," they observed. Colbert eventually admitted on air, "Things got out of hand. I tried to balance truth with humor. I might have missed." Elon didn't respond directly but posted a cryptic meme about comedians who can't take critique. Speculation over who it was aimed at ran wild. Late-night talk shows debated the line between humor and hostility. Was Colbert's jab journalistic or just mean-spirited? Audiences couldn't agree. Meanwhile, Elon kept building. Starlink expanded. Neuralink gained approval. The clash, while dramatic, was a blip in his larger journey. Still, the memory lingered. Clips were used in future documentaries about media and tech. "This was a mirror of our times," one director said. The cultural clash wasn't just Musk versus Colbert, it was tech versus media, progress versus tradition, bluntness versus civility. In a rare moment of reflection, Colbert said, "We both have platforms. Maybe we both misused them that night. Applause followed. Elon never issued an apology, nor did Colbert. Their silence said as much as their words. The wound healed, but the scar remained. Fans on both sides still revisit the video. Some call it legendary. Others call it petty. But no one calls it forgettable. It was a night that reminded the world. Even billionaires and comedians bleed ego. And when they clash, sparks fly hotter than any rocket flame. As the dust settled, both men moved on. But their encounter remained a touchstone, a symbol of modern tension, captured under studio lights.